What is up, everybody? It is your boy Nick Noodles coming at you with another great video, and today we're going to be looking at a bunch of dunk lows that I picked up, some for resale and the majority of them for retail. If you need help getting shoes for retail, I highly recommend checking out my two videos here. One is about just general advice, and then the second one focuses on how to hit more on sneakers, so highly recommend checking those videos out. You should also follow my Instagram at NickNoodlesYT, and if you are still looking for a cook group to join to help you get more sneakers or get into reselling, I highly recommend checking out Browser. It's the cook group I'm in. It's $20 a month. It has a bunch of really good resources, and I'll have an affiliate link in the description to join that if you are interested. So yeah, the format of this video is going to be a little bit differently. Instead of making individual reviews for a majority of these shoes, I kind of just wanted to gloss over them. And I think moving forward, it makes sense to do this style of video. I think for some special shoes, I'll do individual reviews, but in general, I'm always, moving pairs in and out. So I think it would be best to just get some footage of it, give a quick overview of my thoughts on it, and then move on to the next release. So the first pair of dunks I have are these SB Dunk Low in the Obsidian Crystal colorway. This is a pair that I got off Facebook Marketplace for $100. This is a 2014 colorway, and I'm a really big fan of this shoe. SB Dunk Lows are still pretty hard to get this year. It does seem like the hype is slowly going down, especially with some resale prices going into the low 200s and even below that. This colorway in particular, I really like. It has this all blue upper and suede, and then the swoosh is done in this pretty much like Tiffany diamond colorway that we've seen on a bunch of other collabs and Nike shoes. And then you also get all these red accents on the side. Really big fan of this, and for $100 I think it's a pretty good deal. They are used, but they're definitely still very wearable, so really glad to have these in the collection. Next we have a bunch of just GR dunks that I got. The first is the Team Red ones, and this is just a simple colorway. I'm really surprised that the resale prices are as low as they are, because this is a red and white colorway, and usually red and white colorways from Nike do extremely well. The red is definitely more maroon, and it's definitely a lot darker than like the St. John's colorway. The quality is going to be very typical. It's kind of plasticky, not the best leather, so I think resale is not too bad, but if these start to hit like $250, $300, I really wouldn't spend that much on a pair of dunks. Another pair that pretty much everybody has is the black and white Panda dunks. Everybody has a shoe. This is literally the next Air Force One. It's pretty ridiculous. I really cannot believe that people were paying $300 for these. Like, come on, man. You got to spend your money better than that. Just kidding. I'm not really one to talk about that. This is pretty much the PlayStation 5 of dunks. These things never brick. These things are, restocking every single month. I finally got a pair in my size. I've had like every other size except for 9.5, and I finally got it off the Nike app for retail. There really isn't much to say about this shoe. Everyone's seen it. Again, the quality is not the best. It's really cheap, so I highly would not recommend spending a lot of money on it. But for retail, it's a really good shoe. It goes with everything, and it ages pretty nicely as well. Going to the next shoe, this is a really nice one. This is the Paisley Dunk in this Carolina blue colorway. I'm not sure if it's actually Carolina blue or if it's, some type of other blue that they're labeling it, but this is a super clean shoe. I have no idea how I got this one off the Nike app because this was super limited. It was also a woman's colorway, so it was in women's sizing, and I wear an 11 in women's. There was also a black pair and a green pair. I think there's a fourth one, but I can't remember what color it is. I think the blue pair looks the best in my opinion. Again, with quality, I'm pretty much like a broken record at this point. It is not the best quality, and resale prices are kind of crazy on these. They're like $300 to $400, I think. This is definitely not a $300 or $400 shoe. If you're looking for a Paisley dunk, I highly recommend checking out those Paisley SB Dunk Lows. Those are pretty cheap, compared to other SB Dunks, and with it having the Paisley print, that's very popular right now, I would recommend those over these. But if you can't get these Paisley dunks for retail, I think they're worth it, just because it's a little bit of a unique touch on a classic dunk low, and especially with how popular Paisley is, it's no wonder why these have so much hype. The next pair I got were the Halloween dunks, and it's kind of weird that we're getting Halloween dunks in March. This shoe's pretty cool. It's just not really for me. It reminds me of the Mummy SB Dunk Lows, especially because it has like the eyes on the back. It has this glow in the dark translucent sole. I'm not really a big fan of those because they get super dirty, but for Halloween it is definitely going to look very cool. The upper has this cool print all the way around it that kind of gives it that Halloween theme, and this is supposed to be like a premium dunk, at least it says so in the title. To be honest, I really don't think the quality is that much more premium. I think they charge like $10 extra for it too. Moving on, we have the Union Dunk in the Passport Pack, and this shoe is kind of cool. The only thing I don't like about it is the ripstop material. I'm just not a fan of ripstop, especially on shoes. Like, it creases terribly. It's going to crumple up. If you want to cut it away, it's really, really hard to do it where it's super, super clean. Like, there's going to be a little bit of ripstop left over, and you're going to get like that extra stitching that it had all over the shoe. Got these off the Sneakers app. I took a mean L on the Union release. I got the pistachios, but for the Argons and the LA colorway, I took an L. The quality on it was not that great, in my opinion. On one shoe, the Union LA tag was like not stitched on right. Like, you could barely read the letters, and that's just kind of disappointing to see, especially because it is a collab. So yeah, let me know what you think about this Union pack. It's definitely not my favorite. I think the 1s are on top, the 4s are in second, and the Dunks and the 2s are probably tied for third. So I had to save the last pair of shoes for last, and this is the Supreme SB Dunk Low in the Bark Root Brown colorway with the star design all over it. This shoe is just absolutely nuts. This is one of my grails, and if you've been watching the channel, you know that I absolutely flopped on this release. I spent like $1,200 on a Supreme bot and hit 0 pairs, so I've been salty ever since that release, and I always wanted to have these. Luckily, I've been hustling out here. I've been selling those NFTs, and I was able to purchase this grail with the profits from that. But yeah, there really isn't much to say. I think this shoe is going to age incredibly well. We've seen how the previous SB Dunks did with the star pattern on it. And now that these are lows, I think that the potential for these is even higher. So right now, I think the prices are relatively low compared to other Supreme SB Dunks. So if you really want this shoe, I think now is the best time, because several years from now, this could easily be a multi-$1,000 shoe. That pretty much wraps up all my dunk pickups. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like this format. I kind of ramble, all over the place with each of these dunks, but hopefully it turns out into a cohesive video. Again, follow my Instagram at NickNoodlesYT, and I hope to see you on the next video.